Hello, and welcome back to the studio. I'm Dr. Wiggo, and today we're going to be looking at the Vision Pro Dual Knit Band from Apple, the new one, that's allegedly going to make it so much more comfortable. Yeah, we'll see about that. As always, first I will start with a story, actually two stories. The story of why it took me so long to get my hands on this, and the story of this t-shirt that I'm wearing. Probably not entertaining, but I'm going to tell it anyway because stories is what I do. If you skip over the story, we'll get straight to the 20-second unboxing of this thing, because not going to be much of an unboxing. But then I'm going to try it on and give you my results and tell you how it all went and compare it to my AnaPro V2 currently attached to my Vision Pro. So let's start with the story. As you know, I did a video about the announcement of all the new stuff with the M5 in it, and that included this as one of the announcements with the M5 Vision Pro, and everything was going to be available on October 22nd. So on October 22nd, I went to my local Apple store, got there 2 minutes after they opened. They had just unlocked the doors. I went in and I said, I wanted one of these. And as they do, they steered me around a little inside the store for a few minutes. I finally got to the Vision Pro table and they said, well, we're out of the large. They had been open for like 5 minutes at this point. So apparently Apple didn't send them any larges or just sent them a couple because they were out. But they said, let's do a fitting. Well, this took like another 20, 30 minutes because they had to go find a Vision Pro and get the thing. And so I finally got my fitting and the medium fit me just fine. So I said, I'll take it. And they said, oh, we're out of those now too. So while they were fitting me, people had come in and bought up all their mediums. Again, I don't know how many they had. So they said, you'll have to order it online. So fine, I went home and I ordered it online and I got a shipping date of November 19th. Great. If you order it now around Thanksgiving, you will get it in the new year in 2026. This was a hot commodity. Apple woefully underestimated demand for this product, and I'm a little salty about it. Before we move on to the unboxing, let me tell you about my Mac Break Leafy t-shirt. It's a joke. Mac Break Weekly is a great podcast. It's all wherever you get your podcasts. I watch it on YouTube because there's video with it. And it's people I know. It's Leo Laporte and Jason Snell, who was with Macworld for a long time, and I was with Mac User before him. And Andy Anatko, who was with Mac Week when I was at Mac User. And Alex, I'm sorry, Alex, your last name is slipping out of my mind. I'm an old man. But four great guys. But a few weeks ago, someone wasn't there. Maybe Alex, maybe Jason. And they had Stephen Robles sitting in. But on this particular episode, which I will link down below so you can go watch it if you want. I mean, it'll be old news by the time you get to it. They cover all the Mac news and everything. And they also call themselves the leading Vision Pro podcast because they talk about it almost every week. Not every week, but almost every week. But that particular day, Andy Anatko was having internet problems. And so he went out and used his phone as a thing. And he ended up in a park in the cold with the leaves falling behind him. Stephen Robles, who was a guest that week, filling in for one of the guys that was out, while they were recording, you can go watch the podcast and see this. Stephen Robles on his website designed and set up this shirt and put it up for sale while they were still on the air. This is the triumph of modern internet merch because you can just whip it up out of nothing and the next thing you know, it's available for sale. I ordered one and it just came. It's a joke about Andy being in the woods, hence the Mac Break Leafy instead of Mac Break Weekly. It's a bad joke, but I thought it was funny enough to spend $20 or $30 on a t-shirt. I'll link it down below where you can go buy one if you want one. I do recommend Mac Break Weekly as a podcast because Leo Laporte's been around forever reporting on stuff, and Andy Anatko's been around forever reporting on the Mac, and Jason Snell's been around forever reporting on the Mac, and Alex is a big video guy. In fact, he's the big Vision Pro guy. It's kind of the impetus for why they do a lot of Vision Pro content. Great podcast. It's usually about 2 hours long, and they cover all the Apple news for the week, including Vision Pro stuff. So they talked about this weeks ago. Okay, so those are the stories. Now let's get into the unboxing of this thing. And I did turn on the overhead camera today. Well, it's Apple, so where's the little pull tab? There it is. And it slides right out and opens up. And there you go. Got a little color brochure that tells you how to use it. Step 1, remove current headband. Put this on, put it on. They show you how to adjust it. I'll show you all this stuff in a minute. There's really not a lot to it. $99. If you think that's a ripoff, realize that the single knit band also $99. And the horrible dual loop band, they also sold for $99. And look at the difference in the cost. They were making a huge profit on these. They're probably making a huge profit on these too, but not as much as they were making on these. Told you that unboxing wouldn't take long. Now let's talk about setting it up and why I bought it, which probably should have been in the story. As you can see here, I've been using the AnaPro V2 hard plastic that slides on over the cap. It's done a great job. It's much more comfortable than the single knit band or this crappy band. It does have a couple of downsides. For one thing, it's not as adjustable because it's hard plastic. If it's not the right size for your head, yeah, they do have different size inserts here, but again, it has to fit your head. It has some give, but it kind of has to fit your head, and so if it doesn't, you're kind of out of luck. But the thing I don't like is when you leave it on, you can't close the case because it sticks up too much. This will solve that particular problem and hopefully be even more comfortable than the AnaPro V2. We're going to find that out right now. So first, step one, take off the old head strap. I'll keep this around for a minute for comparison purposes. And then see, the AnaPro slides on over these earpieces, so we can take that off. Now we will put on the new band, and the protective thing here on the knob tells you that if you can pull it out or push it in. When it's pushed in, it will adjust the back, and when it's pulled out, it will adjust the top, which we're going to do just in a second. So now we put this on here. Do the same thing on the other side. You have to pull the little orange tab to get it to lock in there. There we go. All locked in. Now I prepare to look stupid. And away we go. Before I put it on, this part right here is much heavier than this old one. This one has titanium rods all through here to make it heavier, so it will act as a counterweight on the back of your head for the heavy thing on the front of your head. And apparently that will lift a lot of the weight off the bridge of your nose, which was a big problem for this guy. It's still bendy and flexible, but it's metal and you can feel it. It's much, much heavier than that one. Okay, let's slide this guy on here. It already feels better and I haven't even adjusted it yet. Yeah, see, when I'm tightening the back, it's pulling the top of it into my forehead, not the bottom. This guy would pull the whole thing back on your head, and so it would press harder on your nose. This one is not doing that. Most of the weight is being pushed into here. Now, if I pull the little knob out, okay, now I'm tightening the top. Yes, and as you tighten the top, you can feel it tightening, and it's also pulling the weight up. This is much more comfortable. It's even more comfortable than the AnaPro. The AnaPro, I felt pressure up here that I'm not feeling from this. I feel like I could wear this for hours. My main use for the Vision Pro is 3D movies, and these are the 3D movies currently on Disney Plus. Basically, if a Disney or Fox movie was in 3D in the theaters, it's available on Disney Plus. So you got all that, and then if you go over to Apple TV, here we go, recently added 3D movies. Now, if they're not Disney or Fox, like Superman, which is Warner Brothers, you can buy that from Apple. Or if you don't have Disney Plus, you can buy those other ones. I bought Wicked. That's in my library. Oh, I never watched the most recent Jurassic World movie, so I could buy that. Now that this is feeling so much more comfortable, I can figure sitting in here for 2 hours watching a movie is not going to be a thing. It'll be a thing, but it won't be a bad thing. I am suitably impressed with this. You have a lot of adjustability on how much weight gets pulled up. It's difficult to describe how much lighter this feels on my face and on my head. Just in those few minutes that I was doing this, I'm sweaty under here. It's still hot. You still have all that hot air blowing through here, cooling the chips. So my face is warm. I can't see in my little monitor if I have a red ring around here. I don't feel like I do. This is way more comfortable. And with the holidays coming up, I've got Fantastic Four, which I've already seen, but I can watch it again in 3D. The latest Jurassic World in 3D, which I haven't seen. So I've got plenty of 3D content. Apple's continuing to release immersive content at a snail's pace. I'm a little annoyed with them at how they're dragging this out. But of course, considering how few they sold, I can see that's not their main thing. I'll do another video down the line when Apple releases a lot more immersive content, and there's stuff, although I can't really show you the immersive content on the channel because it'll only record in 2D, and if it's copyrighted, it won't record it at all. I can show you trailers, I guess. So for $99, I have really given my Vision Pro a new lease on life. And while the M5 Vision Pro is a nice upgrade, it's not nice enough to justify spending another $3,500. I've kind of regretted spending the $3,500, but now with this much more comfortable band, I'll be able to watch more content. For me, this is a content consumption machine. I'm not going to be doing the screens and the things and productivity. That's not why I bought it. I bought it to watch 3D movies. You can't watch 3D movies at home anymore because they don't sell the TVs. I actually have a 3D TV sitting on the other side of the office here, which you saw in the background of my pass-through. But then I have to find the 3D Blu-ray available for sale somewhere, usually from another country because they don't release them here anymore because nobody has 3D TVs. But I have this. I was just touching this, and this back is really heavy. But I guess that's why it works, because it works great. Way better than this thing. Way better than this thing. Apple sold each of these for $99. Compared to that, this $99 is a steal. But if $99 is too rich for your blood, you can still look into things like this Pro V2. So that's the dual knit band from Apple for $99 if you can get one. Again, right now in November, they're already pushing into January. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Bye-bye. I got to go watch some 3D movies and work on my next video. Thanks for staying to the end. Bye-bye.